Hi, it's Ashley for the third time. It is still April 18th, but it is now about 10:40 p.m. and I'm making this vlog at the same night. And I know I changed my shirt just to spice things up so it's not too boring. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about what I did after choosing the book. So I talked to Miss Marlowe, and she said that she was planning on having her students read the book, which made me very happy because my club will directly fit into what she already has going for her own students. So in preparation for that, I created a list of questions to facilitate discussion, and I have those questions here. There's only 4, there's only a couple, because I really want students to be able to start conversations and not just answer one question and then we move on to the next one. If we only ask one question but it keeps the conversation going through all of lunch, then I'm completely fine with that. I welcome that. So I'm just going to read through the questions so you can get a feel for the vibe that I'm going for in the club, I guess. So number 1, how did the beginning of the book make you feel? And I know this sounds very vague, but in this book you get a clear atmosphere, tone. You can feel the heaviness of the book right away, and I just want to see if the other students feel that too. So number 2, what are some stereotypes about people who commit suicide? Some of these are addressed later in the book. The girl who kills herself actually talks about these stereotypes in the tapes, but this is kind of just a precursor discussion to that. So hopefully people will give an answer, or I'll contribute something and then we can look for it later in the book. Things like, oh, or before they commit suicide, they just want attention, or they just want people to feel bad for them. All of those kind of myths. So number 3, what was your initial reaction to the fact that Hannah made all of these tapes and sent them to people who were the reasons for her death? So we kind of just get into it really quickly. It's that's a pretty intense question, but I read this book a couple years ago and I just reread it in preparation for this club, and my view of Hannah changed a bit. And I want to get people's feelings for if they think that it was somehow mean of her to make the tapes and to send them to these people and they have to deal with that for the rest of their lives. But that's kind of a interesting paradox that I'd want to discuss with them. So number 4, I used a quote. There you go, Mrs. Zena, a pulled quote for a question. It says, a rumor based on a kiss is just the beginning. And the question is, do you think people realize the effects of their actions? So this is very much addressed later on in the book, and I wanted to get this conversation flowing early so we can be looking for these themes throughout the book. Hannah talks a lot about how this one rumor that she talks about in this quote snowballs into this big avalanche that is enough to make her want to take her own life. And it all started with a simple rumor, completely not true, an exaggeration, and I just want to start talking about that theme early on, and that's kind of the impact I hope that kids take from this, is that your actions, no matter how small, can have a profound impact on someone's life, especially when you don't know anything about that person, or if everything you think you know is based on rumors. So thanks for tuning into this vlog. I went over time once again, I'm sorry. So I'll check back in at another time. I like big books and I cannot lie.